YouTube land, thank you for tuning in. Please subscribe to my channel, help me get to 100 viewers, especially with all the different things that are going on for the Yang Gang. We have a whole bunch of things we're trying to do to help him out before the debates and of course after, until he wins. So subscribe so we can keep you up to date. All right, so this video is about Andrew Yang and how he is rising. First thing I'm going to do is just kind of run over the information. Then I will give the good news and then a brief synopsis of what it means and then what we got to watch out for. All right, I'm going to go fast so I can try and get this all in one video. All right, so the latest poll is showing Warren is surging and she's just trailing Biden. Another poll showing that she's surpassed Biden. The DNC is worried that Biden's going to go down in flames. They're worried that he's going to go down and Warren will be the main candidate and then the nominee. This is problematic because Warren is placed in another poll as 5th place when running against Trump. Not to mention that she's behind Biden, Bernie, Kamala, and Yang. Okay? Now, not only is she behind all of these people, she is projected to lose against Trump, with her being at 49% and Trump being at 51%. Okay, this goes against her as a viable candidate, as for now. Now, we'll see after the debates tomorrow, but as for right now, this is not good for her. Okay, now the good news, Trump is now polling at an all-time low. He is polling at 39% of people believing that he doesn't deserve another term. He doesn't deserve to be reelected. He's never in his candidacy or as president passed 50%. 60% of people don't want him to be the president again. Now he has 3 people from the Republican Party that are trying to run against him. This is good because, one, they can call him out for all his BS, all of the horrible things that he's done and the lack of what he's done, and kind of do our work for us, which will set people up to be looking for another candidate, whether it's Republican or Andrew Yang, because as we know, he is switching them left and right. Okay? Now, what this means is that the logical front runner is going to be Yang, especially if he nails this debate. Huge important fact, Andrew Yang is projected to be the second candidate that can beat Trump. He is only being beaten by Biden by 1 point, okay? So if Biden goes down in this next debate, which people are thinking is because, 1, he's crotchety, 2, he always gets jumbled up, he forgets what he's talking about, 3, he jumbles up the wrong stuff, he says the wrong stuff and confuses things and lies, and he just doesn't have a really good plan. He's very basic when it comes down to everything that he's trying to put out there. And so as you have these main candidates up there, they can challenge what he's talking about. And he has to be able to talk his way out of the mess that he's in and be able to prove that he's competent, which he's not been doing a very good job at. And hopefully his eye's okay this next debate, because no shade. Lying all the shade. Anyways, Joe Biden is not very likely to make it. So obviously the next best choice is going to be Yang, because he is the next one up who is projected to be able to beat Yang. So on one front, the Democratic Party is only concerned about beating Trump. They're not considering, all the crap that we're going through down here. They're not considering the suffering people, the homeless people, the veterans that are in the street, the people that are trying to get on disability, but everyone knows the process is ridiculous. You could spend up to 2 years trying to get on that. And in the meantime, if you don't have someone supporting you, you're screwed. You know, the people that are juggling their bills, we're all suffering. And then you add in automized machines and robots coming in to take all our jobs. Um, it's a pretty big deal, but they're not paying attention to that. Their only objective is to beat Trump. So the good news for us is Andrew Yang, who's the next one in line who can beat him, has his mind on both. He can obviously beat Trump, and he can do things in our best interest. And he's the only one who's really Bernie, yeah, but he's a little bit behind the times. He's not thinking forward. He's not looking ahead. So I'm really not, I, feeling the burn. I am Team Yang Gang all the way. So he fits both of these criteria, which is amazing. Now, what we need to watch out for: faulty media, which we've been talking about, but CBS was doing a piece on Joe Biden versus Warren. And I caught the fact that they said, because they were talking about how Warren is now ahead and Joe Biden is slipping. And the guy said, no, Joe Biden isn't slipping. Warren is merely just rising up. All right. As Andrew Yang says, let's do the math. If he goes down 1.8 points and she goes up 1.8 points, then Joe Biden is slipping. So what they're doing is they're trying to control the narrative so that Joe Biden stays up, so that Joe Biden will be the next president. You have to read between the lines. I'm not simple, I'm not overly complex, but I'm not simple. As a whole bunch of y'all, that's why we're going for Yang. But there's a lot of simple people out there who will take that narrative and run. Oh, Joe Biden isn't slipping. Warren is just rising. But numerically, that just doesn't make sense. It don't make sense. So we really have to watch out for these stations who are trying to control the media and push their candidate in. One, it's biased, okay? I talked about that in another video, how they were biased against Andrew Yang. It came out of their mouths. They were mocking him, laughing, talking about his policies, and they were saying, even Andrew Yang is beating you, Trump. That sounds pretty biased to me. Two, they're not credible because they're manipulating the stats. They're picking which polls they want to put forth. They're purposely leaving people out of the polls. And manipulating who's in and who's out, trying to minimize certain candidates while elevating other candidates. That doesn't sound credible to me. Thus, they're not a credible source. And I believe Andrew Yang has something in his plans about that. I'm going to look that up and get back to you on that. But we have to watch out for the narrative that they are painting. I feel like they're trying to frustrate the Yang Gang and people who want to vote for him, or people who are being converted, to make them feel like he's not doing as well as he actually is. I feel like they have an ulterior motive because they want Joe Biden in. And they do not want Warren. They do not want Sanders, although they'll take him, but they don't want him, and they don't want Yang. So I personally feel that they are pushing the narrative. And I also think, as I said before, that it's because they're going to get touched by this tax, by the streaming tax and all that. I mean, you got to think about it. They stream. They have streams that they have out there, and they have ads that run on it. I don't know if they're getting taxed on it, but just saying. They also do business with Amazon. They have channels on Amazon, so it would make sense if Amazon gets taxed, maybe it'll be more expensive. I don't know the logistics on how it works, but logically speaking, they're tied to them, hence it's going to affect them. So I feel like they're really trying to control the narrative so that so it's in their better interest. And again, that is not credible reporting, and they need to be called out for it, which we've been doing. Good job, Yang. gang. We have been calling them out left and right. We have been trending left and right, and we're going to keep going. Anyone watching this, find Paget Kagi. I hope I'm saying it right. And Nerds for Yang. Amazing channels. They have huge amount of followers, and they have different calls to action. As soon as I find out about them, as soon as they post something, I'm watching. So I will report it to y'all to let you know what's going on. But of course, there's the hashtag Yang beats Trump, hashtag Trump fears Yang, hashtag Yang media blackout. Definitely flood Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, everything with those, and let them know. And also call the DNC. Tell them you want to hear from Andrew Yang, so he gets some actual time this time. And, the moderators, ask them, will we hear from Yang this time? Can we get an objective debate this time where it's fairly allocated time for each candidate, especially Andrew Yang? Heck, in my opinion, they should favor him, being the fact that they neglected him 2 debates in a row. Just saying. Anyways, y'all, thank you so much. Please subscribe so I can let you know anything that's going on, and so I can get to 100 viewers. Shameless plug. Anyways, y'all have a great day. Thank you so much for watching.